Hey, you crazy cats! 42's live streams and videos are simply not available on vinyl. You will have to go to the YouTubes for that. So if you want content about British traditions and culture, cutting edge social commentary from an unapologetically patriotic perspective, along with a side order of madness you simply will not find anywhere else, then this is the place for you. And to all those early adapters in the chat, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That's how you get the good stuff and make sure you never miss a tasty treat. So with that being said and done, squeeze yourself in. Let's get into it. You know you want to. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Please delete as applicable because the internet is worldwide and time zones are still a thing. God damn it, I managed to get us from the intro to on the stage. It's going to be a good show. Get a wee audio check in the chat, please. And I will say hello to the chat in a moment, but first I'm going to introduce my good friend, Mr. Dave Waffle, who's on this evening because we're talking about an area he has personal expertise from because he lives in the area where the Straw Burr Festival occurs.
I do. Yep, I do.
Well, how's yourself?
I'm very well, sir. Thank you for inviting me on. New year, boom. New trials.
Yeah. How's the New Year's resolutions going?
I haven't made any. The only just the one I told you about, really. I'm going to
Yeah.
try and be a little bit more open when it comes to people. Oh, you want to come on my podcast? Yeah, all right. But yeah, bar that, mate. Just going to carry on regardless, you know. Yeah,
Well,
because I wasn't beating myself up too much.
one of my bigger ones for this year is to keep my communications all up to date. So
I
yeah.
could take a leaf out of your book there, couldn't I?
Oh, mine are worse than you think. But hopefully, if everybody that's supposed to get an email gets an email tomorrow, we'll know that things have moved forward. I'm going to try to do all the show related emails on a Sunday after the show, and keep that up to date that way. And I think while Dave is off, hopefully not dying with the tea splitter, I will say hello to a couple of people. Mr. Budgie Burger, first in. And the Straw Burr wins it by the long pause. Excellent. Captain Packer, evening. What about you, chum? Anglo-Saxon, evening, brother. Budgie Burger, take two drum cover. Put the tape back in. Take two drum covers. Welcome aboard. Ludwig's in. What about you, chum? Amanda Lee, evening. Glad to see you here. Bass is in. Yep, I think that's everybody. And also, while I'm waiting, I'll do the shout outs. Tomorrow, I believe. Tomorrow, I believe Ragnar Ironspear will have a stream at 7:00 ish. I honestly don't know what's going on over there, but I've been getting my shit out from the start, so I'm not going to just stop. There's that. Two other shows to look out for. Robin, Courage is a Cure, who was actually in the Waffle House for the duck race on Friday evening. There's Susanna. Keeps you up to date with everything that's going on in the world of weird politics and government tyranny. And also the other show that does a similar job, the RPW Media. Rich, brother of Jimmy from Philly, does a similar sort of a thing from American perspective. Two very good friends of the show, and I'm sorry to hear that, and I hope whatever's up with him, hope he makes a good and speedy recovery. Right, so Rich, RPW Media, have a look out for him. And also, another show that I always like to give a shout out to. He's off somewhere in the background after a bit of an issue with drinking some coffee. But he does indeed run the village pub, the Dave Waffle House. Doors open every weeknight at 8 p.m. for an 8:30 start of the show. Quite a long intro. You can turn up early and get the and listen to the music, or just arrive in for the start of the show at 8:30. And there you will find a very nice, friendly crowd. And before long, you'll be talking about stock taking and beaver and trying to win ducks for the duck race. Generally be part of the crowd. So there you go. There's that. While Dave is away, I'm going to play the Strawberry song. Yeah, the duck race is rigged. No, it's not. It's impossible to rig the duck race. It's a digital race. It is not riggable. I'm going to play the Strawberry song. While we're waiting, basically the story of the festival. Let's see. Yep, theatre mode. That's what we want. Get back to StreamYard. Yep. And this is an a cappella unaccompanied song, and it tells the story of the Strawberry Festival. So enjoy.
In my fair town, a time ago, 100 years and more, when the days were bleak with Christmas past, a hard time to endure. The ploughman came with a straw that saved the best from harvest past. They dressed the ploughboy head to toe when the townsfolk cried at last. Here comes the straw bear with the molly men yonder in tow, playing their merry tunes everywhere they go, and we'll dance along till the ale is gone, singing our songs to thee. There's naught to compare, so spare your wear for the bears of Whittlesea. Every year the bear he danced for gifts that folk would bring, a token beer, a joint of meat to ease the winter sting. Until one year a man he came, inspector of the law. This begging now must stop, he cried, and you will sing no more. Here comes the straw bear with the molly men yonder in tow, playing their merry tunes everywhere they go, and we'll dance along till the ale is gone, singing our songs to thee. There's naught to compare, so spare your wear for the bears of Whittlesea. For 70 years The bear he slept as if under a spell, until a Geordie lad came to our town, and the task on him befell. Now once again within the beast his spirit came to dwell. With entourage of merry men, they danced, they leapt and yelled. Here comes the straw bear, with the molly men yonder in tow, playing their merry tunes everywhere they go, and we'll dance along till the ale is gone, singing our songs to thee. There's now to compare, so spare your wear for the best of Whittlesea. Now every year in my fair town there is a sight to see. The crowds they gather fill the streets and wait expectantly. For when that tune it starts to play, they know the time has come. The bear is dancing down the street to the beating of his drum. Here comes the straw bear, with the molly men yonder in tow, playing their merry tunes everywhere they go, and we'll dance along till the ale is gone, singing our songs to thee. There's now to compare, so spare your wear for the best of Whittlesea. On Sunday as we gather round, the bear is turned to flame. With his tune played slow, we raise a cheer. The year has turned again. The thought is past to years gone by, and what this year may bring. But it won't be long until, my friends, we all shall meet again, singing here comes the straw bear, with the molly men yonder in tow, playing their merry tunes everywhere they go, and we'll dance along till the ale is gone, singing our songs to thee. Is now to compare, so spare your wear for the best of Whittlesea.
Very good. Sorry about that, mate. Boom.
Forgot to take my mic off mute.
Right. Yeah,
no
sorry
worries.
about that.
Yeah, you okay?
Just come out of nowhere, that did.
Yeah. Do you know what happened? The Resident Evil has left the body.
Oh, mate, I tell you, I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I just ran inside my missus. Oh, what's going on? Help me. So that was Adi. I've just shared my screen down there.
Yep.
And you can see a picture of me and Adi just there. There's Adi, there he is. And he's the bear, I think, at the moment, currently the bear. Which is quite an honour to be the bear. Excuse me, just let me mute my microphone.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. And the sort of honour that gets passed down father to son. Or click to click.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, father to son.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's quite an important thing to be the bear. I think that was Adi's first year, actually, just there. And he was very nervous about it. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of daunting being the person that is the
focal point. Yeah.
The focal point of the village tradition, and you really don't want to fuck that up.
No, I think I might have even a picture of him somewhere as the bear, maybe as the bear. There's the parade, one of the parades. It goes on for quite a while. The parade's huge now. Is that the bear? No, that's the farmers.
All right. So do different groups now all get the parade in this parade?
That's a bear. There it is. Yeah, so they all get together. There's the Pig Dyke Mollies. You can take that off if you want. We'll talk them.
All right.
Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry, my throat's a bit. Yeah, so there's the Pig Dyke Mollies. They're quite a famous one. We have different troops coming from all over the place. I've noticed as well that so it's twinned with the same version in Germany, and they do a German bear. The bear looks different, but they celebrate the same thing. So there's obviously a German version of it. And then all over the UK, there are little festivals like this that take place in little villages. And the dance troupes that come here tend to go around to all the festivals.
All right. Yes. They're
year,
on that circuit.
Yeah. Even the Pig Dyke Mollies, they do the local stuff here. I think they tend to stay more local. But yeah, they sort of tend to go around. You have there's all sorts. It's hard to explain to you because there's all sorts of different little dances they do. My daughter was involved in one somewhere just there. There's a little video there. If you share that back again, I don't know if you better hear it. Oh, excuse me. That was well unexpected. So my daughter's down here. So they get the school kids involved in that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's because they still push it quite a lot of the primary schools here, and they get them involved, and they make these rag jackets, little pieces of material, and then they do.
That's how you tell your children they are part of the community.
Yeah, yeah, it's quite a big thing, you know. They do push it quite a lot. So. Well through me. Right, let me carry on playing it. Can you hear that? I don't know if you can hear it, can you? I don't know.
No, there's no sound.
Yeah, I don't know why it won't share it with sound. I have no idea. So it's probably not worth looking at. But yeah, that's my daughter's just there. Yeah, she was involved for a little while, and that. Yeah, they get the kids involved. All the town come out, mate. Even if the weather's bad, all the town come out, and they all come out and get behind it usually. Excuse me. Blimey. Got a frog in my throat, so bad, sorry.
All right. Well, at this point, will I bring up the Strawberry website and go through? Oh.
So that's the bear. That's the costume. Obviously, nobody's in that.
Right, there's nobody in that at the moment?
No. So what they do, they set that up after the Saturday. After the Saturday's festivities, we go down to a field and they see set up. And then on the Sunday, everybody turns up and it gets burned. But that's the actual costume that Adi was wearing, that year.
All right. Right. And then that means that you obviously, it gives you proof that the new costume next year is indeed a new costume and it was made with the straw of the last.
Yeah, it's quite a protected thing, actually, yeah. They grow special straw for it and everything. Yeah, it's got a tradition. There's like a little plot of land where they build it and they look after it and then they harvest it. But yeah, the tradition came that it was used from the harvest.
Yeah, which was mentioned. And what's very good about that song is it does carry the whole message of the festival about it starting. Yeah. About it being stopped because of begging, apparently, allegedly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was shut down by the police, I believe, if I remember rightly. Yeah.
And then it coming back. 1 second, I need to cough.
No, so do I. I'm terrible. I am tonight. I apologise about that. I felt very unprofessional. Sat down and just don't know where that came from.
There's Robin in.
Robin. Robin.
Yes.
I remember the name.
I've seen her. I've seen Robin at the duck race.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, I know. I was very honoured to have her there. Very nice. She's got her own little song. Right, I've got a cough as well, so just give me a second.
Yeah. Right. I think what I'll do next is I will pull up the history of the strawberry, and we'll go through that, and then we can get the perspective.
Yeah, do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using the Strawberry official website.
Yeah, that's the one, mate. Yeah, that's the one to use.
Oh, really interesting thing. As you know, I look at these festivals every week,
Yeah.
and that is the least commercial festival site that I have seen
Yeah.
in the entirety of doing this.
Yeah.
The rest of them, generally, it's just a list of events, prices, events, and whatnot. The history is really concise.
So they raise money. So this guy just here on the right, he's the guy that does the website. His name's Graham. There's Trevor there in the middle, and that's my friend Adam, and there's me. But yeah, it's they raise money for it by selling badges.
Yep.
Selling programs, and they have like donation buckets and that as well, and then they sell merchandise on the day. But it's all, and then any advertising that's done is all just locally, all local advertising. Yeah.
But
so it's a real sort of community thing.
The website itself, it's what I'm trying to say is the feel of the website is that it's there to promote the event, not to fleece the people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
which
absolutely,
is what I have found with a hell of a lot of all the sites about the stuff.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to take your pictures out for the minute.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
And oh shit. I took out the wrong tab from you. Right. That's gonna need zoomed in.
I love that picture there as well of the bear there. I think it looks brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've got a lovely little museum as well in the town, which is well run as well. And it's all free, and you can go in and that and see the history of the town, and that's pretty cool.
Let's see how this is looking. Right. Yep.
Me.
It turns out that traditions get taken into places, and yeah, it's probably came with Germanics. It came probably came with Saxons.
Yeah, they've joined up and done like festivals. Yeah. We have the Germans over sometimes. Then I'll go over to Germany. Yeah, the bear's similar but taller and thinner. So
talking about that, we have bonfire builders from Northern Ireland, the ones that did the world record bonfire over in Norway at the moment, I believe, because they have formed a mutual thing where they're together, and we have, fuck me, over there at their fire, they've got our British loyalist flags up, and nobody's giving a fuck about it.
There you go.
You know, it's it's accepted. Those flags are accepted better over there than they are by a percentage of our population. There you go. Right. But anyway, right, back to the strawberry. In Whittlesea, from when no one quite knows, it was a custom on Tuesday following Plough Monday, the first Monday after the 12th night. So the 12th night is 12 days after Christmas.
Yep.
And then Plough Monday is where everybody goes back to work. All right. Plough Monday would have been the day where everybody went back to work, but they managed to put off that going back to work one day by inserting this festival. to dress one of the confraternity of the plough in straw and call him a straw bear. A newspaper report of 1882 reports that he was taken around the town to entertain by his frantic and clumsy jesters, the good folk who had on the previous day subscribed to the rustics a spread of beer, tobacco, and beef.
Yeah.
The bear was described as having great lengths of tightly twisted straw bands prepared and wound up the arms and legs of the body of the man or boy who was unfortunate enough to have been chosen.
Isn't that weird as well? Is it unfortunate?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
And that's fortunate.
yeah,
I love that. Sorry, mate, to cut you off
Yeah.
there. Sorry.
no, it's strange how it's strange how the person who was the role for the most inept person becomes the one of choice.
Yeah. Crazy, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. I've always liked that about that. I've always liked that. Yeah.
2 sticks fastened to his shoulders met at a point over his head, and the straw wound round upon them to form a cone above the bear's head. The face was quite covered, and he could barely see. A tail was provided as a strong chain fastened around the armpits, and he was made to dance in front of houses and gifts of money or beer or food for later consumption was expected. It was seen that he was considered important as the straw was carefully selected each year from the best available, the harvester saying, that'll do for the bear.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is they're taking this from like the Russian dancing bears.
Yeah, well, I think something. Yeah, I've heard that before. Heard that.
Yeah, because that's where the Russian dancing bears would have been chained.
Yeah. Yeah. Tradition fell into decline.
The tradition fell into decline in the 19th century, and the last sighting being in 1909.
That's right.
It appears that an overzealous police inspector had forbidden straw bears as a form of cadging.
That's right. Yeah.
Right, 1909. If I have a think about what England's like in 1909, we're getting close to the
First World War.
We're getting close to the First World War.
Yeah.
The suffragettes are in full force. What people don't really understand about the suffragettes is not only were they for the women's vote, they were against they were fucking Karens. They didn't like people enjoying themselves. And this Mars dancing we're seeing and all this straw and beer and all of that, they did not like this at all.
No.
Right.
There's still some people around here that don't like it. There's still some people around here that the straw bear. Oh,
fucking it disrupts my little bit of life and whatnot and all of that.
Yeah, for like 2 days.
Yeah,
you know, and it's like.
So, and then what happens is people like that get on the police inspector, and he finds this clause. We'll call that cadging, which is a term for begging, and
and then it was taken away. Yeah.
Interestingly, the reason why homeless people currently get moved on is because it's not legal in England to sit on the street begging.
Right.
Well, yes, people do it. We fully understand that, but it's illegal, so they can use that law to stop the likes of this.
Yeah. Which is what they did. They shut there. There's Brian there. There he is.
Nah. The custom was revived in 1980 by the Whittlesea Society.
Yeah.
And for the first time in 70 years, a straw bear was seen in the streets, accompanied by his attendant keeper, musicians, and dancers.
Yeah.
About 30 in all. So about 30 people went to the first.
It was very small. It didn't have much backing when it first started.
Yeah. You get 30 people. 30 people turn around and say, "We're doing this." Come along if you want. If you don't. But we're giving it a go.
Yeah.
Various public houses were visited around the town as convenient places for the bear and dancers to perform in front of an audience, with much needed refreshment available. See, the other thing is because they're now going around to different bars, they're going to be bringing trade with them.
Yeah,
And
it's all
that's when,
turned into a thing.
that's whenever the town gets behind it because they can see something they can take.
You get the best ales.
Yep.
So what people do now all year, small breweries and that, special small local breweries, they all brew an ale for the Straw Bear. So you get the best. So you get the best selection of ales now as well in the pubs. It's really nice. Straw Bear ale's lovely. Ooh, it's really nice. It is. Yeah.
The bear is constructed in a more practical way now. The straw being fixed to a suitable garment, the head supported on a metal frame on the shoulders. This arrangement allows the costume to be removable, which is essential as the length of the procession route and the time taken necessitates two persons driving the bear. The person donning the costume is adding something like 5 stone to his own weight. That's a lot to carry about.
Yeah, and it's quite. I think it's like an hour and a half or an hour parade in the morning.
Yeah,
and then they have a break, and then they do another one in the afternoon, and then they could bring it to a close. Yeah, so it's quite taxing.
The procession now contains over 250 dancers, musicians, and performers from various parts of the British Isles performing traditional Molly Mays, clogs, and swords. There is also American-style Appalachian dancing.
Yep, we've had that. Yeah, recent years and that.
Street performances and mummers plays. I did a mummers play whenever I was in secondary school.
Yeah,
that was one. We did that one Christmas. It was really good.
Yeah,
I love a bit of mummers play. A decorated play is pulled by 21st century playboys and is now an established part of the procession. In 1999, the Straw Bear made friends with the German Straw Bear from Wallen near Frankfurt, a town that celebrates its own Straw Bear Festival on the Monday before Shrove Tuesday.
Yeah.
This is where Shrove Tuesday would be coming with Easter.
Yeah.
Yep, I think. Although this is where whenever I haven't read all of these dates recently in their context, I can possibly get one wrong, but that's before Easter, I believe. Though the festivities began earlier in the week, the Saturday is the only day which the bear makes an appearance before the bear burning on the Sunday. This leaves the way open for a new bear to be created for next season's harvest.
Yeah.
As founding principal organizer of the Whittlesea Straw Bear Festival. Oh, right.
Yeah, Brian. This is Brian. So you got on the honours list for it. Yeah.
Yeah. The guy that brought this back to life.
Yep. Brian Kell. Yeah.
Yeah. Brian Kell, or Straw Bear for service and music and community Whittlesea per the British Empire Medal, which was awarded for meritorious service worthy of recognition by the Crown, was established in 1922. It lay in abeyance from 1992 until it was reinstated in 2012 to coincide with the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. It was the Queen's
honours list, 2013. And it was some 300 people nationwide with Brian Kell, which was one of them. Yeah, it was. That was quite a big thing as well. So I made a copy of that medal for him because he was a bit nervous about taking it out and then losing it. So because it was
Oh, right. I'm going to take this down. I'll go back to the studio. So how did you make the medal?
Right. Let me see if I find. I used to make the badges for the Straw Bear Festival. So if you click back on there, you'll see it. There we go. Boom. So what I'd do, I would make it out of, I would craft it out of clay.
Right.
I would then take a mould of it, just there, and then pour it with epoxy, and then they'd all be hand finished and painted. And I'd make a limited amount of them. So they do different badges. The badge thing is like a real big thing. What I did, I used to custom make badges for somebody, so that was somebody into a football team and stuff like that on the side, because I was the badge man for a while. But yeah, the badge things are like a really big part of the festival. You got to collect a badge. There's a whole like underground scene where people collect badges right back from when it started again. You know, yeah, and like merchandise. We have a lot of artists that come in and do like one-off sculptures or whatever of the bear. And they always sell and disappear. And Thatchers in the area as well can put a little straw bear on top of a thatch roof for you. A little thatch straw bear and that. Yeah, it's pretty mental. Yeah, it's become like the identity of the town. You know, from being like a begging, you know, to be looked at for begging, it's now become like it's a really big part of the town every year. You know,
I don't think it was ever shut down for begging. I think it was shut down because people was having a fucking good time.
Yeah, so that was actually something I painted on a skateboard because which is hung over there in the corner actually. It's got the chimneys in it and the church and that.
It's class.
It's like a. So I never finished it actually. It's got the cenotaph there, and it's got the church, which I never put the clock on. I never put the hands on. It's got the buttercross, which is like the focal point of the town. And then it's got the chimneys, which are the big chimneys for the... but I never finished it. It's hanging over there on my wall. But I used to do one-off pieces of art. And because there used to be a little art gallery when Whittlesea was a little bit more affluent. There was a little art gallery. And so I used to do, not just me, but local artists, one-off pieces and that. And you'd put them in there and he'd sell them for you. And that, you know, especially and if they were anything bear-related, they'd always sell. I think I've got some more pictures.
Dave, I have said this before. But see your shop.
Yeah.
You need to upload a picture of like 3 or 4 bits of your original art.
Yeah.
And put a proper price on it. Ask me before you put a price on it. Because what that is. Yep. See the like those pattern drawings that you do and the other little and the bits that you make and all of that. Not the 3D printed stuff so much as that other stuff.
Yeah.
That is artisan craft, and most of particularly the things that you've made would be starting at about 30 quid for a small one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I probably should get around to doing it. You know, man, you're talking to me, 42. You know, I have enough trouble replying to an email.
It's
focus more.
Dave, do you know who would be fucking excellent at it?
Who?
You? Your wife or your daughter?
Yeah, my wife wants to get more involved. She does with what I do in that, and she's very supportive in that. Yeah. You know, she's got a computer now. She's been without a computer for a long while. So I was just having this conversation with my wife before I came on to talk to you, because now if I was doing the badges, I'd just 3D print them. I'd make my mould, 3D scan it, and then I'd just 3D print it. But each one, when I used to make these, so there was like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 years there of badges, and each one was handmade every year. And I'd have to make, I think, about 150, and they'd sell like hotcakes straight away. And then they have the round badge, which is just pressed up. This one here, and then you collect a one to each one you go to, and you collect them as the years go on. Yes, it's like I said, it's a weird, crazy little festival that I feel very privileged to be part of. Even if it was only for a brief amount of time, I might get involved with it, you know, as I get a bit older and that, you know, and things slow down a bit for me because I'll have more time to do it. But, you know, it does take up a lot of time. People don't realise how much putting just a tiny little festival on like this takes. It's planned all year. There's a meeting once a month.
Yep.
And then as it draws closer, we have more and more meetings and that, and we have to go and meet the police and the fire brigade and insurance people and... You know, it's crazy that all the council, you know, constantly on with the council all the time. I had a party one year after the Straw Bear. That's a Straw Bear cake. I had a party and we were just about to decorate our front room. And it was like the festival had finished on the Saturday. Everyone piled back to mine. Not everybody, but, you know, friends had piled back to mine. And then one year, we before we decorated, we just got a big box of Sharpies and let everybody draw on the Straw Bear Festival all over the wall. And then we papered over the top of it afterwards, yeah. So, yeah, people came around that night and they were drawing all the Straw Bear festivities that were going on. Bear.
Sooner or later, someone will strip that wallpaper off.
Someone will uncover it, yeah, they will. Well, that was the plan, you see. Then we covered it all over and we thought, well, someday somebody will uncover it all and they'll find it all there, yeah. Yeah, it was like, we used to, like I said, I don't go to it anymore because I said to you yesterday, or the other day, didn't I, that I had to sort of to change my life and to get myself out of the situation that I was in. There's me and my beautiful wife there at the festival. Boom. Yeah, to get myself out there, I had to disconnect myself from a lot of people, and then I sort of associate going there now that I might see them same people, and I'm like, oh, so yeah.
Well,
but I love it. There's my daughter there. There she is when she's young. There, my daughter.
What everybody needs to understand about making large scale changes to your life, particularly where some things are concerned. If you think you're making the changes, but you're still seeing the same people in the same places, you fucking haven't.
Yeah, exactly.
There's been no change, and unfortunately, that's just what it takes.
Yeah, I might try and stealthily get down there. So what they do, it's over the weekend. Sorry, my voice is coming back now. So I'm sorry about what happened at the beginning of the show. My voice is coming back now. They spread it now, so it starts on the Friday night, and then it's all day Saturday, and then Sunday up till sort of like late afternoon at the school when they burn the bear. But this is one of the Pig Dyke Mollies things here. People line up to get in here for like 2 hours because it's so popular. And it's a tiny little, like you can see, it's a tiny little hall. So, and then and then people line up for 2 hours just to get in there. Do you know what I mean? And we have little like there's little halls and venues all over the town that do this. Yeah.
Would you like to explain to everyone who's not from Whittlesea what the fuck a Pig Dyke Molly is?
Oh, I don't even know if I've got a picture of a Pig Dyke Molly. They're one of the dance groups, but they're sort of very local to around here. Right. So they do sort of Molly dancing. Let me see if I can find a picture of one. Actually, it might be better if I just Google the Pig Dyke Mollies. It might be better if I just Google the Pig Dyke Mollies. No, that's come. Oh no. Why? Where's the Pig Dyke Mollies? That's weird.
I bet you'll find them on YouTube.
Yeah, I can't find them on Google. Am I spelling something wrong? I'm having a weird night tonight. Let's have a look. Pig Dyke Mollies. There they are, yeah, boom. There they are. I got them at the Whittlesea Straw Bear here. Do you want me to share this to you?
Yep.
So what I'll do, unshare that, don't I? Boom, and then I do that. Oh, no, it might not. Let me send you the link, actually, because it might not share with sound. And then you can see him doing a little dance. So I'll put it in the chat just there, the private chat just there. Right, and then you can share it because I don't know if mine's share with sound or not. So then you can see them for yourself. Right outside the George, where I go for breakfast with my mum and dad every Sunday.
Here we go. Oh, back to comments. Share screen.
And if you fast forward to about a minute or something, about 45 seconds, something like that. What's matey's name at the front there? I can't remember his name, but. Yeah, so the Pig Dyke Mollies have a dance. That picture I just showed you was from the Pig Dyke. They do it on a Friday night, yeah, and it's so popular. People line up to get in there, and then it's ale, Straw Bear Ale, and all these locally brewed ales, and then loads of dancing, which is brilliant. It's great fun. It really is. Used to take my daughter when she was young and that, So yeah, that's them there. Boom.
Oh, okay.
And they're all local, most of these as well, so they're all like from the town and that. I love it. Well traditional. Just always reminds me of the new year. Always reminds me of the new year. I love it.
It's a form of Morris dancing.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, yeah. A lot of it is, isn't it? Sort of based around the Morris dance and that. I have breakfast in that Weatherspoons every Sunday. Ba, 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 ba. It goes on for a while. I don't know how long this one goes on for.
You find out now.
This goes on all day as well. People, different groups get up and dance, and
Yeah,
or like you said, you'd have what's it called, mummers plays or whatever it is, and they get up and do little reenactments of stories and folk tales. It's really cool, man. It is. Big Dog Molly's Morris Hub.
so
This.
nah. I want to leave that on just for a second.
Yeah.
Would I be correct in saying that these costumes that the ladies are wearing are like a very elaborate maid's outfit, and they're carrying a brush to signify that they're like domestic cleaners?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, because we have the farmers that turn up with the black faces and
Right.
yeah.
Would the men be sort of like chimney sweeps type
That's right.
thing?
Yeah, I think
Right,
so.
okay.
Maybe sort of
Right.
based around that. I believe maybe the sort of origins of
Right.
some.
Okay. Now I've got information for you.
That'd be nice to know because
Right.
you know I've been sort of involved with it for so long and that.
Right. So, are whenever you look closely at the British traditions, or New Year, or Harvest, or Midsummer, or Winter thing, the traditions are all quite similar.
Yeah, I've just
Now,
found a thing here about it. The words.
what we used to do was see every quarter day the day that your rent was due,
Right.
and also the traditional day where people would have went from one type of seasonal work to another. They went to the market town and they dressed in the uniform of their work to signify that they were looking for employment in that trade. And then the people who were looking for people could just walk up to anybody who was wearing that dress and then offer them a job or not.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just reading about them here. They've got a whole website that I didn't know they had. They have a whole website. They have all about them. Blimey, the dances. Blimey, they've got a right old history. Baba.
I'm going to take another guess that the Pig Dyke refers to an earthenwork defence that's somewhere close in the area that looks like a big scar along the landscape.
I'm trying to find the sort of. It says because it says a big the tradition, like a big. There's a great big article. It just goes on forever. Blimey. Men dressed as women. It says here the word Molly is interesting too. The man dressed as a woman. That's what it says here. 18th century Molly houses in London were refuges for transvestites and homosexuals. That's what the word Molly means. That's crazy. I'm sure there's probably not much to do with that, but blimey. So Pig Dyke Molly believes that
There's a bit of revisionism going on there.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, well, they did have problems actually a few years ago where there was an article written about them because they blacked their faces up.
Yeah.
It was perceived as racist. Yeah, and they was sort of try and put pressure on them to change it to a dark green, which I think they did bow down to pressure one year and change, but then they quickly went back, I believe, to.
No, it's never.
Again.
One thing I will say to anybody in Britain that has any form of traditional event or any part of a traditional event that comes under attack, do not change a fucking thing.
Yeah, and I think that was the consensus. It's like, why are we changing this? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because once you fail to do something one year, you will not be allowed to do it the next year.
Yeah.
And they will say the reason why you can't do it this year is because last year you didn't have to do it, so therefore it's not a tradition. Yeah. Do not let anything break.
That's what they're very good at. The committee, they're very tight. They're very tight. Really.
We in Ulster are quite well versed in this because all of our traditional parades are under attack all the time.
Yeah.
And honestly, you cannot do deals with these people. They won't respect the deals. You can't. There is no bargaining. There's only this is what we do and this is what we're doing.
Yeah. This is like the peak of woke as well. It was, I think, when it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone was like, it's like, shut up. We've been doing this for years. Go away. You know what I mean? It's absolutely nothing to do with you.
Yeah, and the blackface is in all probability related to whenever people had to disguise their faces whenever they were out poaching, because if you got caught poaching the wrong thing, you could get all your fingers cut off.
Yeah. I tell you what, it's really nice as well because it really makes me appreciate the history of the little town that I live in.
Mm-hmm.
It's the house that my parents live in is circa 1700, I think it's got on the front of it. So it's a very old house. Yeah, and it's real like a real history around here. And the people that the committee and the people that protect and run the bear, like I said, we sort of not. I didn't come to clashes with them, but they're just very reluctant to let go of any control of it because they want to keep it.
Yeah,
as it is, they want to keep it traditional. And then we sort of, a few of us youngsters come in and we're like, oh, well, we could do this to improve this and that. And they were very reluctant to change the way they did things, so, which is all right because, I understand it's a tradition and it needs to stay a certain way and run a certain way. But
the changes need to be very gradual.
Yeah, that's exactly what because me and my friend Graham were very involved. And then we both pulled back. So we if they want help or anything like that, I'll always help them out. But I just pulled back quite a lot because
the unfortunate thing is that all of these traditions do need to evolve. But the question is how they evolve.
Yeah, I think they were a bit scared that we were trying to change things. No, we weren't trying to change big things, but we were just trying to make things run easier or. Or if we do this, we can make a little bit more money or stuff like that. But they're not in it for the money or anything like that. As long as it breaks even,
they're
happy if they got £1,000 in the pot for the next year. It's not about people haven't made millions of pounds off it or anything. It barely runs itself. Everybody that's involved puts their own time in. Nobody gets paid for it. Not one person.
Yeah, so, that's the.
Yeah. All volunteers, all of them. And what it is, you'll have people that just come out. So you'll have the core, you've got the core committee that get together once a month. And I think we have September off, but they get to when we get together once a month, and then it sort of builds up. And then on the day, you have a load of people that just come in just to help out, just for the day.
Yeah.
And just for traffic. They don't want to get involved for the rest of the year, but they're happy for over the weekend. Yeah, just tell us where you need us, and we'll help out.
I do my bit.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Where's my yellow jacket? What corner do I need to stand at?
Yeah, they do. And come rain or shine, and they always turn up. They do. Yeah. And they're just as important as the people that run it all year, because they turn up en masse to help out. So it's
those people and the permanent organisers are codependent.
Yeah.
Neither can exist without the other.
No, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
And this also brings you into the whole aspect about picking your burden and making sure that the burden you're picking up, because everybody's doing this, is doing something to help the community, right?
Yeah.
So that's a burden. But what you also need to do is have a good look at that burden and go, is this a burden for me? Should I be trying to run this? Should I be once a year I'll help with traffic? Should I be I'll pick up litter after? Whatever. And whenever you get the right people in the right positions, it all works in a smooth.
The sort of main guy that runs it is a guy called Brian's involved, and there's what's his name? God, I just had it. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Richard, his name is, little guy called Richard, and he works so hard for this town. He's a funny little fella. He has, and his family have been here for like generations. But he does so much for the town. I'm just trying to find a picture now. I think I had a little picture, and I've got to show you, because I think this was from last year, if I can find it, of the effort that Richard, him personally as well, without him, the festival wouldn't run the way it does. There's a few real key people that really go above and beyond for this town, and he's one of them. I think he should himself be put forward for an MB, because what he does for the town, he's involved in Easter decorations, Christmas lights decorations, the Whittlesea Festival, the Straw Bear, and as far as I know, he does it all for free.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Check. And see your local parish council.
Yeah.
What age is this guy?
He's old. Yeah. He don't have to be doing it. And he stores all the stuff for the Straw Bear. He's got a little place and he stores it all and all that. He's like I said, he goes above and beyond. What needs to be done.
In all probability, your council has an event every year that recognises older volunteers.
Yeah.
That is done through the government and help the aged and whatnot. And possibly that's something to look into.
Yeah.
At least get them recognised at local level.
Yeah, anybody that's involved knows how important he is, because he's where everybody will sit around in the pub on a Thursday night or whatever it is, and you all have a meeting and that. He's the one out there putting the signs up in the cold, and and setting it up and storing stuff and driving stuff about, doing all the donkey work really. That a lot of and he takes it on himself a lot of the time to do it.
Yeah,
he does. Yeah, he's and I didn't really sort of appreciate that until I wasn't involved so much, and then I drive around and I see him. In all sorts of weathers. So like now, you see, the Christmas decorations are still up till Monday, which is the 12th night, I think, isn't it, on Monday? So, and then they're supposed to come down. So he'll come out with his volunteers on Monday, and they'll come out. I think one of the guys gets paid, the electrician guy. I'm pretty sure he gets paid because he wires it all up. But all the rest of them come out on Monday. They'll strip it all down, and then by the weekend, they'll have it all set up, ready for Straw Bear to go. Yeah, so yeah.
That's quite the logistic operation.
Oh yeah, like I said, him and his little team, because I used to be part of his team, and I never appreciated. So, like Straw Bear started for me at like 4 o'clock in the morning. The bear doesn't start walking till 10. I'd already done a 6-hour day by then, because we're up, out, setting the roads up, putting the road blockages up. You got to make sure this is over here. You got to make sure this sign's up. You know, yeah, and and it just made me appreciate how what the effort that goes into running such a, and it's only a small festival. Like I said, it doesn't make millions of pounds. Just about breaks even. So it's not as though people are making thousands of pounds or taking a big fat wage out of it. It's purely done for the community. So yeah,
It, the interesting thing is the fact that it doesn't make money is why it will not get taken over by the outside world.
that's where I think they a little bit, because we were like, well, if we do this, you can make a bit more money, and they were like, well, you know, it's nice to have a bit of money, but you know,
Yeah,
that's not why we do it.
It's getting that right balance.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, it needs to make the money to sustain itself,
yeah.
and it needs to grow and change.
What worries me, and I don't want to get into politics and stuff like that, but they are slowly starting to change the demographic of our town. You can see it changing. And what worries me is that obviously the older people in control, they're going to pass it to their sons and daughters, and hopefully they'll carry it on. But if they change that too much, I fear we might lose it in the future. And that's not my fear. I think a lot of people that are involved in it feel a bit like that as well. You know.
Well, they need to. Well, for a start, the first thing you do is you hinge the bear to the family or the people that do the hay for it,
Yeah.
and you restrict that to being born within a very small area.
Yeah. So what worries me, you see, like Richard passes away, and then because he's such an integral part of it, what happens then? Because I know a few. Well, when I sort of stepped back from it, I mean Brian was pretty old then, and all the original guys that were like leading the bear and stuff like that they're old men now. You know, they don't want to be out in their like 80s walking about, although they all attend and that.
Yeah, well,
You know,
no, those jobs need to be handed down to younger men.
and they are handed down. Yeah, but what worries me is that it could like it's a little bit clicky, like that they're. You know, that I'm a little bit, because they just won't let people in. I'm hoping the guy that sung the song at the beginning, AD, I know he's very passionate about it. He plays the squeeze box and all sorts, and he's real passionate, a lovely guy as well. And I think when he eventually takes over, I'll probably consider going back and helping him, because I know that he wants to keep it going. He's very passionate about it. Do you know what I mean? And I think if people like him have the time to do it, because like I said, it takes a lot of time. No, they've all got full-time jobs. One of the guys runs the local garage up here, and you know, everyone's a lot of farmers are involved in that, and you know, and so they all work very hard, and then put a lot of time and effort into doing it for nothing. Because it just amazes me, yeah. And again, talking to you over the last 3 years and that, it's really made me appreciate even more how much of an effort they put into it, and how much of an effort they put into the Christmas lights. I can't find this picture. I've got an amazing, I can't find it, but I've got this amazing picture of the Christmas lights they do, and then the effort they go. Looks better than London, you know, and it's like we have this amazing tree, and that'll come down, the straw bale will go up, then they do something for Easter.
Hold on.
You've seen the Remembrance Day thing they do, which is just incredible. And
so those Christmas decorations that they're not put up by the council.
So they have a Christmas lights, the Whittlesea Christmas Lights Committee, and it's a little organisation, and they try and do a few events during the year, and they try and raise money for it, and then the rest of it is sponsored by local businesses. Yeah,
right,
and it goes up and everywhere, even the kebab shops and the nail houses and the Turkish barbers. Whether they want it or not, they get lights all outside, all down the high street. Yes, it's incredible. Great big Christmas tree. Yeah, really, they really make a massive effort. They do. Yeah.
Yeah. The reason why your Christmas lights look so good is because it's not the fucking council doing them.
Yeah.
And the reason why they will stay Christmassy and not holiday lights or whatever is because it's the local people doing them.
Yeah. And like I said, the effort they go to do it is brilliant.
Well, this is another lesson for everybody. In that, see if you want your town to look a certain way, you do what we'll see do is you do it your fucking self.
Yeah, yeah. And they do. They just this, and it's like I said, it's always Richard and the same bunch of guys, and you see them out. They got the yellow jackets on, and like I said, I did it for a few years. Yeah, and they're always out there. Boom, and the cross goes up for Easter. They put a great big cross up for Easter, right on the buttercross, which is, you know, I love that as well. Great big wooden cross, and it stands there proud for a couple of weeks, which is incredible. And then they do little festivals throughout the year and all that. They've just not started doing it. They've been doing it for a while, but this summer just gone as well. They make an effort, and somebody brings in a lorry and they park it on the square, and then they stick a band on it during the summer. So we'll have music on the square where you saw the Big Dark Mollies dancing. Yeah, you know. So yeah, it's really made me appreciate how incredible my little town is that I live in, and you know, it's still holding on to what it holds dear and traditional. It does. It's really holding on to it, you know. Although a lot of the pubs are gone, you know, there's still a few pubs that are holding on, and they are, like I said to you earlier before we started this, I think a lot of the idea to bring the straw bear back came through people drinking in pubs. Well, at one point we had loads of pubs here. There was loads. I think back in some time in the town's history we had 50 pubs, tiny little ones all over the place. I know of 10 that have closed down in my lifetime. So
yeah,
which is, and I think, you know, and that's where a lot of the organisation and let's bring this back came from, the pubs that were around here and that, you know.
Right, we are over an hour in.
Yeah,
I want to have a musical interlude.
let's do it. Yeah,
and go to the toilet.
no, that's all right. Yeah, no, I'm enjoying this now. I'm sorry it started off a little bit weird. Blimey, that was all weird at the start there, wasn't it? I was like,
don't worry, it's one of them things. Like I said, you ejected the Resident Evil.
Oh, terrible, man. I don't know what went on there. I was just sitting here and I was like, oh, but anyway, we're over that now. My voice has come back. Boom. Let's get some music on.
Yeah. I think we will do, if I can find it. Oh, this could be bad.
And I'll see if I can find the picture of these Christmas lights, because they are incredible. Incredible.
Right.
There they are. I found them. Straight away.
Okay. Right. Back in a moment, people.
Hello, this is 42 speaking. Welcome to the Resistance. You are not alone, and we shall walk this journey together. What about you, Sean? If one brings a guitar and one brings a voice, then they stand together and make their own choice. Let us gather together those that can perform, and from the scarred timbers build our own platform. From that grand house they tried to burn down, there's gold in the ashes if you look around. Let us gather together those that can perform, then from those scarred timbers build our own platform. Build our own platform. We will sing words of wisdom. We will sing world. Harmony, melody, and rhyme. We descended from minstrels in old days of yore. We will create a culture as we did once before, forced to stand by as our country was sold. Did you really think we'd leave that story untold? So one brings a guitar and one brings a voice, then they stand together and make their own choice. They have seen the future, the way forward is clear. Among us still stands a modern day Shakespeare. They have seen the future, the way forward is clear. Among us still stands a modern day stand by as our country was sold. Did you really think we'd leave that story untold? We will sing words of wisdom. We will sing we will sing harmony, melody, pride. Harmony, melody, and pride. So one brings a guitar and one brings a voice. Then they stand together and make their own choice. I have seen the future, the way forward is clear. Among us still stands a modern day Shakespeare. Power and wealth, you control the mainstream, but you never realized you could not kill a dream. So we will gather together those that can perform, and from the scarred timbers build our own platform. You're talking the 42. What about you, chum? If one brings a guitar and one brings a voice, then they stand together and make their own choice. Sing words of wisdom, we will sing for all time. We will sing for our people, harmony, melody, and pride. We will sing words of wisdom, we will sing for all time. We will sing for our people with the ancient trilogy of harmony, melody, pride. The gods of water, earth, and land brought us through a line. The earth, the moon, the sun, each became a deity, independent parts of another trilogy. Is it a coincidence, or is it just sublime that we now bring excellence in harmony, melody, and pride? Control the mainstream, but you never realized you cannot kill a dream. You cannot kill a dream. And we shall walk this journey together.
Love that. I do. Love that. Harmony, melody.
I forgot the
and
unmute my mic. Right. Couple things. First one is Al Mac. Happy New Year, brother. Glad to see you here. Be advised, expect an email from me tomorrow about a project. Nothing to panic about, so there's that. And the other thing is the wonderful, super sexy Emma G has arrived in. Evening sexy. Yes. Why I chose harmony, melody, and rhyme now, because what you managed to pull off, and Whittlesea shows what happens whenever a community does actually collaborate.
It's weird as well, because I was born here. I'm 50 in 2 years, 49 in a month, right? So I've got another year, and I'm still not considered a local.
Do you know why?
Because my parents moved here from London. So,
do you know why?
No.
They have to,
because I've been here all my life. Do you know? So.
They have to find out what your daughter's children's like.
My daughter. All right. Okay. All right. I get that.
Right.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
okay. So your parents arrive in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems to be okay.
Yeah.
They've produced children. seem to be okay.
Seem to be
They
okay,
produce
yeah.
children, seem to be okay.
Yeah.
The next generation, they're okay. Yeah, no, those people are okay.
Yeah, it's weird, and it's like I said, it's very clicky like that, and I understand that more now. After sort of getting out of it, but because what they're doing, Brian and that, they're generational. They've been here for probably 2, 3, 4 generations, you know.
Yes. So what everybody else in that village knows what the offspring's like of everybody else.
Yeah. It's when we were younger, it was crazy. Yeah, like
right. So
you're not local.
So what they're looking at is the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Let's have a look at what this tree produces, and if we like the produce, then we'll bring it in.
Yeah.
But we're not going to do that on the first harvest. We're going to take a couple of harvests.
Yeah, I tell you, it's always like
it's exactly like that in all the country towns in Northern Ireland. This is how I know this. It's a trait with our people.
We've got a bunch of guys here as well, bikers, right? And they're lovely guys. And when they were younger, they were almost like the protection for the town, right? They called themselves the Fen Crew. And one of the guys, John, I've known him for a long way. He was a friend of my dad's, one of the first guys that made friends with my dad. Then he's real local. He's been here for years. He flew off and got affiliated by the Hells Angels to become a proper biking crew. And they've just outside, just in the Fens a little bit, they've got their own little clubhouse. And they look like a bunch of, like bikers, but they're the loveliest bunch of guys ever, and they love the town and protect it with all their might. If anything bad ever happens or anything like that, they'll all show up in force. Funeral or anything like that, but one of their mates or whatever, boom, they all show up in force, yeah. And they look scary, but they're all lovely guys, which is crazy,
That's the function our flute bands play.
Yeah. And when I was younger, they were almost protectors. I remember there being some sort of like, community tension and whatever, and they would sort of step in and, get involved. I know it sounds crazy, but not so much anymore because they've all got a bit older and all that.
Yeah. But they're, are they getting younger members into?
They have, yeah. But again, you see, it's more sort of quite generational again. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So John with his 3 sons, I think one of his sons, Ash, has followed him into it, and he's quite into it. But yeah, they're like, John's one of the hardest men I've ever met. When I built my house 10 years ago, the other side of Whittlesea, I built a bungalow the other side of Whittlesea. I got a bunch of guys in. I got a company in to do the groundwork, and John was like the head of the crew. And at that time, I think he was 70 then, and he was out there every day, and he dug all the trenches and all that. He was one of the hardest men I've ever met. Like physically and mentally as well. But a lovely guy at the same time. Always says hello to you. Always calls me my dad's name, Eric. all right, young Eric. He always says that to me. I'm like, my name's Dave. He's like, yeah, I know, but your dad's name's Eric. He's just a lovely guy. Yeah, and it's taken me a long time to realise how lucky I am to live in the little community that I live in, this strange, weird little community that I live in. Yeah.
It's also got to have been hard for you because you were considered a blow-in.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, when I was at school and that, it was. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, they did let you help out with festival.
Yeah. So and I think we brought a bit of good to the town because we did the TV thing, so we were known for that for a little bit around here when I was on TV back in the day and all that. So, and we did get involved. I do remember me and my brother 2 years on the trot or 3 years on the trot. We did a gig for free for the Whittlesea Christmas Lights Committee. We did. So we went down there and we just performed for the night. Yeah. And so they could raise money to do the Christmas lights. Yeah. So, like I said, it's when I look back now, like, because at the time when you're doing stuff, you don't really realise, do you? But, a lot of stuff, as I've got older and I reflect more, is a lot of people around it are very community driven. They are,
It's quite strange, and that there's a lot of things that you do that you don't realise the importance of at the time.
No.
And then you see how that as you get older and actually appreciate what's going on around you, you see how you fitted into that, and actually, you did make a bit of a difference there somewhere.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I said, it's now talking about it, I feel like I want to go back and get involved. sure, but you can't just walk back into it to get back involved and all that. But yeah, maybe in a year or two.
I tell you what.
Might start getting involved a bit more again. I always talk to my mate Graham like once a year, usually around Straw Bear, because we're both not involved anymore, and we both sort of reminisce and go, "Oh, do you remember when we were doing that?" And it'd be nice to do it again. So maybe moving forward, we might sort of get involved again.
Do you know what your next step is? Your next logical step?
What's
as
that?
Somebody. As you know, there's a big community where I am, and I spent quite a bit of time not as involved as should have been and whatnot. But your best first step. Phone your mate up and say, "See a Straw Bear, we're going to go down. We'll have a dander around, and we'll see the stuff. Obviously, you're not going to have any of the lovely beer, but you can have a..."
That was a big part of it for me as well. You see, when I was younger, growing up, it was the bit, let's go out and get drunk at Straw Bear, And, it's like a rite of passage almost,
Yeah. Well, as exactly the same was our bonfires on the 11th night and our parade on the 12th of July. That was the rite of passage where you went and you got your beer and whatnot. And
yeah, it was. It's like, they get you at primary school, but in a good way, and they like get you making stuff and getting involved, get you involved in the dances. And then as you turn into a teenager, of course, it's not about the bear, it's about going out and getting drunk with your mates, let's get some beer and that,
Yeah, we'll get some beer, hide in the park.
And then obviously as you grow up, I learn to appreciate it more. It's this is actually really good.
But I would honestly this year phone your mate up and say, "We'll go and have a dander around."
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Yeah, like I said, it just makes me a little bit nervous because of personal issues and that I've had in my life. But
the thing about it is, if you go this year with the expectation of only staying there for an hour and having a dander around, seeing it and coming away again, whenever in a year's time, whenever you go back, you've broke every ice that there was. And if they say, "Fuck, I haven't seen you here," you go, "Well, I was here last year, I just missed you."
Yeah, I live in the little local town that I live in. This is again, well, I suppose pros and cons. But obviously, when I was going through all the drivel that I was going through as, Planet X Hunter and all that, that set on fire like wildfire around here. I was the crazy man because somebody round here. Like I said, I don't have told this story before. Somebody grasped me because I had a shotgun, because I used to go shooting with a lot of these guys and all that. And then somebody grasped me at the police. I got the police knocking on my door because I got a YouTube channel. That's the sort of close knit community that we live in. So somebody said, "Hang on a minute, what? He's doing what? No, he's got a gun license." So it's quite a very close knit community like that.
I don't know how somebody managed to make the jump from you've got a YouTube channel about the sky to fuck, take his gun license off him.
Yeah, I had two armed police officers turned up around my house.
They're obviously going.
They did. They just turned up, and I was like, "Oh, what?" Like that, and they said, "Can we have your guns? We've had a complaint that you're not mentally stable due to stuff you've been posting on your YouTube channel." And I was like, "You're having a laugh, aren't you?" I asked them for a receipt, and they said, "We can't give you a receipt. We can give you our police numbers." And they took both my guns away. And then the firearms officer come around to see me twice. Yeah, when he come around, we sat down and had a chat, and he said that I was talking about dragons in the sky. I said, "No," I said, "You're taking that completely out of context. Not a physical dragon. Something it looks like a dragon pattern in the sky." But yeah, then he went away, said, "I'm going to make an assessment of you." And then he came back 6 weeks later, and he said that this is what he said. He said that I had psychopathic and schizophrenic tendencies. He weren't a medical dude or anything. And he said, because of that, I'm going to take your guns away and you will never be able to own a firearm again.
Well,
and I was like, fucking hell. So that's the sort of close-knit community that I live in, where everybody knew that I was going through something at the time. Everybody that knew me. Have you heard about Dave? He's gone off his head.
Quite great at the moment.
Yeah, maybe. And, like I said, it was a funny time. I'm over it now. I don't care about any of that. And then it's not about... what it is, it's just, you have to, like you said, it's that uncomfortable. "Oh, you're right, mate. How are you? I ain't seen you for 10 years. Do you know what I mean? It was 10 years ago, all that now. So, You know, it's a funny situation, but I do really want to get more involved in it again. If you put up on the screen down there, look, you'll see the effort. This was last year's tree, not this year's tree. Look, that's just the Christmas tree, and it dominates. I know it probably doesn't look massive, but it dominates the buttercross. Absolutely dominates the buttercross. And if I go here, look, you can see here, look, this is the effort that they put into it.
That is class.
Yeah, and they go all the way down the street, look, all the way down there, look, all the way down the high street. All these round circles are all advertising boards of local businesses. So they've all got they've all got a business on or whatever, you know, like. So that's the Fenland magazine, I think, and coffee shop or whatever. Yeah, and they make a massive effort every year, and they make sure everywhere in the little town centre is lit up. It's just incredible what they do, you know. See, that's the Rotary Club there, the Round Table or whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah, it's just incredible, and everybody gets in. Whether they want to get involved or not, they just go around and just put them all up all over the town. And even when you drive down into the town, they've almost extended them this year. They've got more in trees and everything because you drive down into the town. They've put them up on trees, and I don't know if I've got a clip of that. That might be that one there. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, hold on, let it play. See, look, they put up on the trees everywhere. So this is just on the outskirts of town as you drive in, and they're all up on the trees everywhere. Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. See that? That's what they do. Look, boom, stick them everywhere.
Yeah, but what's the club?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, there's a church there, so I think that runs off the church. I don't know, but like I said, the one guy that gets paid that I know that gets paid is the guy that does all the electrics, and he goes around and does all the electrics.
Yeah. I bet he's getting paid because he's lights.
Yeah. But yeah, look, it's incredible. Look, and then that's down the causeway. They just stick them everywhere. That's like Turkish barbers down here and all sorts of stuff. They're like, no, you're getting Christmas lights whether you like them or not. And they stick them down there. They do. And as long as I can remember, they've been doing this. So, yeah, happy days. Happy days, yeah. And it's the same people, like not exactly the same people, but a lot of the same people that are responsible for that are also involved in the straw band. So.
Yeah. You can see that there's transferable skills there.
Yeah. Very cool, man.
It is actually. The problem is, how do we replicate it?
I know. It'd be good if you could. Yeah. If you could replicate it. Yeah, because you go to Peterborough, and Peterborough is very diverse. Well, I think we're the second most diverse city in the country, second to Luton. So, and that's changed beyond compare. It's just we used to be able to do the credit. It was like a rite of passage again, like when you're 18 or whatever, Crown to Town. It was used to be called, and there was like 9 pubs. So you could have a pint in each one. By the time you got to town, you'd be, woo. One of them pubs exists now, the Crown, at one end. Barely holding on, all the others are gone. Yeah, and it's very diverse. So to have this just outside the city, and it to still be thriving, and the little town that I live in to go to the effort, I feel very blessed because places like Warrington and stuff like that, which are more sort of closer to Peterborough, I don't think they don't make such an effort. You know what I mean? Because it's more diverse. So,
did you say something about there was a new development being made close by?
Yeah, they've stuck up hundreds of houses, 42. So over here, just where I live on, this road's been here forever. My house is like 60 years old or whatever.
See the people that organise all those lights?
Yeah.
They need to be organising responses to planning applications.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they are. It's like I said, it's a pretty tight-knit community around here. When I built my house, I brought a bungalow, right, and it was like a little old people's bungalow, but it was on a giant bit of land, right, and we moved into it, and we thought, well, we're trying to build a house on the front of it, and they were so strict. They were. We had to jump through hoops. And in the end, they let us build a massive, big extension on the front of it, like the same size as the bungalows. So it was like 2 bungalows in one, really. But yeah, we had to jump through hoops to get that. I had to get people to write in to support the application and all that. So I was shocked when they sold off all the land over here and at the back over here. And I mean, they built a whole new estate over the back here there's got to be 200 homes on it. And they built the same over here, and then they're building another 100 homes just over here. Yeah, it's incredible how quick they've gone up as well. Yeah. And what worries me as well is that we're not at breaking point, but it's always been a nightmare to get a doctor's appointment and that, just with the town the way it was. So to bring in, 500 new homes, that's thousands of new people, and there's no infrastructure in place. They put an Audi in. That's what they've given us. Oh, you can have an Audi. We need a new school. That's what we need. We need to accommodate that, a new primary school and a bigger secondary school, which is already at breaking point anyway. So
you also need
doctors,
upgrading water pipes, upgrading sewage.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't like to be the people that live over here, right? So ever since I've lived here, they've got the showground, and I live right in the fens, and over on the showground, it was like, no, I'm never going to build on the showground. They've built on the showground. I would not want one of them houses because.
Why? What's the showground?
Well, it's just a bit of land, but like fen land.
Yeah.
And notoriously floods, right? And they're like, no, don't worry about it. We've diverted all the water and it won't flood. This is what they've said. But people have moved on there, and now they're having trouble getting insurance because they're trying to screw them for a higher flood insurance because they're right on the fen just there. Now it doesn't happen. It's probably happened maybe once or twice. No, once in my 49 years where the water's got right up. But if it gets right up like that again, then they're going to get flooded out over there. They're going to get completely flooded out. I ain't bothered what sort of drainage they've put in, because all this round here is all fens. It's made to like flood. We get flooded in sometimes.
Yeah.
A
really interesting thing. Do you remember in the 90s there was massive flooding in England?
Yep. I think that's when it flooded, actually, right up to the hill.
Right, okay. Now, hold tight. See the area that flooded that never did have the water go out? Yeah. It was earmarked as being a wild water marsh land in the 1980s. And what they did was they stopped maintaining all the equipment that diverted water and caused the flood that hit the exact footprint that they had that they had previously earmarked to be like wet foul land.
Yeah. It gets deep as well if it floods here, like really deep. We get cut off. There's 3 ways out of Whittlesea, and if one of them gets cut off, and the other one's got traffic on it, it's a nightmare to get in and out of the town. And it gets Whittlesea wasn't hard. Yeah, hello, mate. Yeah. You're sort of localish, aren't you? Localish, yeah. It was an island at one point, yeah. And it was the 90s, actually. I think it was the early 90s. Because I remember having a girlfriend out in Northborough. And I was insistent I wanted to go and see her. But then I made my dad drive through floodwater. I did. In his town, but Horizon. And it made it through the other side. We managed to get through the floodwater. I don't know if he made it back, but God bless my dad. Love you, Dad. Love you. He's a goddamn legend.
I was in the TA at the time, and about a year later, I was going to can't remember where it was going. I could actually have been driving from Stranraer down to Hull because we went launch Stranraer to Hull Rotterdam. Yeah. Then drove through Holland, part of Belgium, into Germany, and had like an exercise. But I remember coming down through England about a year after it and seeing the fucking floods from the road and thinking, Christ, have they not sorted that out yet?
Yeah, it's crazy because it's got a certain kind of beauty when it floods here. It looks incredible when it floods. It does because it's flat for miles around, and when it floods, it's incredible. And then what they do as well sometimes, not so much anymore because well, I don't know, it's pretty cold at the minute. If the temperature gets down low enough, they'll go and they'll ice skate on one of the ponds over in the fens. That's been going on for like 100 years. That has, yeah. And they go down and skate on one of the little ponds down there. Yeah, which is pretty cool. Again, something else you sort of take for granted, you know. Sort of take it for granted, but yeah, it's a certain sort of beauty around here when it floods. It's crazy, yeah. And again, try not to take it for granted so much, you know. Don't take it for granted, you know, because it's easy to just go, oh, it's flat and boring around here, but it has got a certain kind of beauty. So anyway, shut up.
It's from I made the video for Harmony, Melody and Rain.
Yeah,
I've been slightly more appreciative of the murals around where I live.
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
Mostly because of the lovely comments that you always get. But to be clear, I always did say like it was brilliant living in the best 24/7 art gallery in the world, which is Belfast. But I'm very pleased with. I have a smile every time I drive past those murals that's in the video, and that is incredibly regular because it is to make that. I did go and walk around my local area.
Yeah, and you don't really, and it's just there, isn't it? I drive through my town every day, and often now I'm like, blimey, it's incredible. It's the history of it, and you know how it's maintained and looked after, and you know. Important decisions are made, like you know, like it was a big decision whether to let Weatherspoons come in because it was an old pub and it had been closed down because it turned into a bit of a shithole. Like people were fighting in there and that a lot. And then it was like, oh, do we let Weatherspoons come in? And like, I think it went to some sort of vote, and what it's done actually, it's been really good for the town because it's revived the whole square.
Yeah,
yeah, it really has. I mean, I know people don't like Weatherspoons, whatever, but it's really revived the square.
I tell you what,
my daughter works in the kitchen there. She works in the kitchen. Yeah, she loves it.
I would take an open Weatherspoons over a closed King Dick anytime.
Yeah, and they've really kept it nice as well. Yeah. They've got all the history of the town inside it and all that. You know, I mean, it's just the Weatherspoons. It's nothing major, but it's become like a focal point. It has, where people gather outside it and all that, and. Yeah, and it's really, without that, I think the town would have really suffered. You know, it would have really suffered because it just would have sort of fallen into decline. And they took this beautiful old building and they turned it into a nice Weatherspoons, you know. So yeah, and that's a little bit like corporate, innit, sell it and that. But like without it, it could have been a different story, you know. I go there once a week with my parents because my parents live a stone's throw. This is why I thought I was just thinking about this as well, but I stopped myself. My parents, where the main Straw Bear Parade takes place, my parents live in the street after it, which is why they got that letter today.
Yeah.
It's because someone had to go around today, probably Richard or one of his guys had to go around 4 or 5 streets because they have to close the roads off and post everybody a letter. Yeah. So, and I could just walk to the end of my mum's road. I could and just oh, there's my mum there, and just set up and then just record the Straw Bear walking down. Yeah, yeah, because she literally lives like the road across. It goes sort of down the main route, and my mum and dad live down the street right next to it. So there's no really excuse for me not to go out and see it.
I'm going to take a guess that you didn't have to do a hill start in your driving test because there's no hill on the route.
No, I didn't. No, I had a brilliant driving test. It was well good. You know, they asked me 3 questions at the end, which is like your theory, wasn't it? I got 2 of them wrong.
Oh fuck!
I still passed. Yeah, passed first time as well.
Oh,
it was a.
I had 4 driving tests.
Oh, did you? Blimey.
Yeah.
All I wanted to do was drive.
same here. What did
I had a very easy driving test. I did.
the first one? The first one I fucked up my 3-point turn and indications round a roundabout because I come out of the 3-point turn and I knew it fucked up and I was straight on the roundabout and I fucked that up as well because I was still thinking about it. Blah, blah, blah. Did the second one and I can't remember what it was. Did the third one and I was 95% round the route. And I knew because I'd been fucking at this for longer than I should have done. I knew the route exactly, and I've done everything. And all I've got to do is drive up this road, take a right turn,
And you were done.
And I'm done. And I'm thinking all of this, and I drove through a fucking red light.
Ah, what?
Yeah, the instructor had to slam on the brakes.
Oh, wow.
And he brought me back and he says, "Do you know something? You did a really good driving test. You were passed.
Right up
but
to that
your-
point.
But your concentration slipped. I had to apply the brakes. That's a automatic fail. Sorry."
Yeah.
And he did the next one and passed.
So on my driving test, I took it in my Mini. You could just take it in your own car.
Yes.
And I was like, well, I've been driving my Mini everywhere. taking my car. So, and we got up to, I always remember it, right in the centre of town, right where the job centre used to be. And we got up to the traffic lights and they were on red. So I took it out of gear. You know, I'm sitting there checking my mirrors. And I put it in gear. And when I went to take off, I stalled the car. And I was like, oh, shit. So I didn't panic, just took it out of gear, just restarted the car, checked everything, drove off. But I was convinced that was it. I did the rest of the test, thinking, I failed. And I got back and he went, well, I regret to inform you, Mr. Jordan, you've passed. What? What? It was this old git as well. But I was like, what? I remember my mum looking out the window at me because she was waiting in the test centre. Then it was this old building. She's sitting there and she's looking at me like that. And he just said it to me. And I was like, what? And I went, so my mum looked at me and I just went, no, I didn't pass. And she came out. And I was like, I passed. I can't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I was well shocked. That was it. That was 3 months after my 17th birthday, that was. I just wanted to get out as quick as possible. Quick, get me out. Well, again, you see, because I wanted to break out of the little town that I live in. But now, as I've got older, I don't want to leave the little town that I live in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I was so desperate to get out at the time, get me out of here. I want to go out and spread my wings, I suppose, like my daughter's going through now. But as I've got older, I've come to really, really appreciate where I live, and I'm like, I feel so thankful and blessed that I live where I live. I've said to my mum and dad plenty of times, because when they moved from London, it was a big thing for them. And I've said to them loads of times, I said, it was the best thing you ever did, getting out of London when you got out. It's like just over 50 years ago. It's the best thing they ever did.
Whereabouts in London were they?
Croydon. Yeah, my mum's from Manchester originally. Yeah, my dad's a Londoner. But yeah, I think they were around Croydon area, and they were around Kent as well, because my grandparents lived in Kent as well. And then through strange circumstances, decided to move to Peterborough. And for them, it was a massive, massive change, because it was away from everybody, the family that they knew and everything. But in hindsight, hindsight's a wonderful thing, and especially when it works out in your favour, it was the best thing they ever did, getting out of London when they did, because I don't think we would have been able to, I feel very blessed. I bought my first house when I was 21 for £42,000. So that never would have happened if I was living in Croydon. It just.
Do you know how much I paid for my first house at 21?
Not much.
$6,000.
Oof, I think my parents paid that for their first house, or $4,000 or something. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy.
Now, to be fair, let's see, what year would that have been? This is about 1986.
Yeah, $6,000 now. $6,000.
Right. It had an outside toilet.
Yeah, my house did. My first house did. First house did.
And one water tap. in the whole house that
Yeah.
dispensed cold water. That fucking kettle that we had, that I had, did about 100,000 miles in a year. Because any hot water for dishes, washing children, any of that stuff, blah blah, came via a boiled kettle.
Yeah.
For about a year and a half before we got the extension built in a bathroom and a kitchen.
Started to live in it properly, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, 42 grand, 6 grand. I mean, it's ridiculous. So the house I live in now, my friend, I remember this just after I bought my first house for £42,000, and there's a detached house up here. And when we bought this, he was looking at that back when I bought my house, and they wanted £47,000. It's a 3-bed detached house with a great big garage, and now it's up for 300 grand. It is now. And I said to him, because at the time he was like, I don't know if to buy it. I was just buy it, and he didn't. He decided not to. He went off travelling, and his life went off in a different direction. But yeah, and then to move on to the same street where they wanted 47 grand for that house, and now it's £300,000. It's incredible. Yeah, just incredible. And that's within my lifetime, like the last 30 years or whatever. That's just incredible, isn't it? 47 grand to £300,000, and the house hasn't changed. God knows what this was when it was first built. The house that I live in, or the bungalow that I live in now, my mum's basement. The 4 bungalows, there's 4 of them together. One belonged to the policeman, one belonged to the fire chief, one belonged to the midwife, and one belonged to the doctor, I believe. Yeah. The 4 little bungalows, and they came as part of the job. And the woman that lived next door, right next door to where I live now, I was friends with her son at school. She was the midwife, and she delivered me when I was a baby. Yeah, which is crazy. Yeah, and I don't know. The house came as part of the job, and now I live in one of them houses. Yeah, one of them bungalows, one of these little bungalows.
It's actually quite. I don't know how the fuck did house prices increase so much.
You tell me. I bought mine for 42, and then I sold 42, and then I sold it for 120, I think it was, which was. I was like, cha-ching, but I just bought it at the right time. My daughter now is 2 years away from the age that I was when I bought my first house, and there's no way that she'd be able to buy a house. No way. Yeah. It's just like, I'd love her to. I'd love her to be able to do it and to be in a position to be able to do it, but no way she's going to be able to do that.
Do you want to know how you do that?
Going to leave her this. That's what we're going to do.
No. Do you want to know how you do this?
How?
Start charging her rent.
Yeah. Oi!
No, hold on. Look, hear me out to the end. You start charging her rent now.
Oh, then save it up for her. Yeah.
No, don't save it up. Every month, that rent goes into your fucking stocks and shares ISA. And you get the compound interest on it.
Maybe. Yeah.
That's how you do that. And you start by her beginning to pay rent now. The other thing is you start looking to find out whether or not she's entitled to housing benefit for the rent that you're charging her.
We tried that. So they cut her off. As soon as she got to 18, because she's in one more year education because of what happened with the old COVID and all that. So she's sort of almost a year behind, really. And as soon as she got to 18, they cut off we were getting a little bit of whatever it was, tax credit or whatever.
Yeah.
Not much. Barely 80 quid or whatever, is something stupid. But as soon as she got to 18, just before she turned 18, a letter turned up and they just stopped it. And they said, she can claim it, but you can't claim it anymore. And then she tried to claim it and they told her to sod off. And it's like, so maybe that might be a way around it. Say, well, we are charging a rent, so, that might be a way around it. I like that idea, 42. I didn't even think of that. Because I'm just a real soft dad and just let her get away with everything,
No, this isn't about being a soft dad or anything. This is about trying to manipulate the system.
Yeah.
I read.
I-
I'll
yeah,
tell you what I do know. I'm an anomaly in my family. There's none of my cousins my age that do not own a house.
Yeah.
Everybody else my age in my family cohort are sitting on a house that they pay neither rent nor mortgage for
Yeah.
because they've paid it out. Their children, uh, I guess they would be my nephews and nieces.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all buying their houses, and they all got their deposit from money that was saved via paying rent while they were living at their
Oh, I
parents'
wish
house.
I'd thought about this sooner.
Right?
because it's yeah. Go on, sorry,
Uh,
mate. Go on.
uh, that's how it's done, or that's how it's done in my family.
Yeah.
So what happens is the parents, yes, you can live here. You're going to college, you're going to whatever. You find out what you can claim for. You do whatever you can do. We're charging your rent
Yeah.
because the world will charge you rent anyway.
Yeah. Do
But
say that,
instead of that rent going to nothing, it's going to become your deposit.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I I'm good. Well, oi, babe, I don't think my missus might be watching this. If not, I'll make her watch this back. So listen to me in 42. But no, it's what it is. I think my wife and I work very hard
Oh,
to get in the position that we're in, and I mean, she won't get it until I die one day. But
yeah,
I'm safe in the knowledge that she will get this house from me one day. And
yeah.
it's hers,
Do you
lock, stock. It's hers, So
do you have benefits experts that you can go to in your wee time?
not so much anymore. They say they've taken all that away. One thing they have done, like they have
No,
everywhere in the country.
no.
they've
I'm not
taken
talking about.
all that.
I'm talking about somebody similar to puts up Christmas lights, puts up remembrance decorations, puts up everything. Not to do with council, just knows everything about fucking benefits. And you go to them and they tell you how to fill in your form. Do you have one of those?
No. I'm quite an isolated, lonely man that doesn't interact much with people anymore. So
There are
But-
people in my local community that if you go to and you say, right, this is my situation, what am I entitled to?
yeah, well,
And
there's a local hub here. We've still got a library, and they've turned it into sort of a library /
Right, okay.
community hub.
Yes,
That's what it's called. Yeah,
But see if this is somebody that's official,
yeah,
you will get what
yeah.
you'll
Which
get
is
exactly what
which
the
is-
official thing is.
Which is what we got on the phone from him and that. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
sorry, we
Yeah.
can't help you. Bye.
No.
And that's what
What
they do.
you need is somebody that goes, you're not entitled to that, you're not entitled to this. However, if you word this in such and such a way, this hits this criteria, this criteria, this criteria, and then you become eligible for it.
Yeah, might be worth looking into. Something to look into. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
there.
For her.
I know that there are people here that I can go to and say, what exactly am I entitled to? And they'll figure it out for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm old. I'm fucking heading for 60. My dad's older than me, obviously. So I was having a conversation with somebody a few weeks ago to see what else he could potentially apply for. And he's given me a couple of things that I might have to go back and get some information from him. But how that will go down, if we are applying for it, I don't think it is because we're not entitled.
Yeah.
But what would happen is he signs the form at the bottom, and I hand it to this guy, and he fills it in, then hands it back to me. Then it goes in the post, it goes to the department,
Yeah.
and it's hit every criteria it needs to hit to get that benefit.
Yeah.
Because you've got
Well, it's a jungle, isn't it? The way they make you do it.
Yeah.
It's like an assault course, isn't it? Almost to get, Yeah,
Well,
answer one question wrong, you know, and
yeah.
oh no, sorry, no, you,
Well, people complain. People say that we have weaponized the system by having experts advise people how to claim for things, but we would say that no, we haven't weaponized the system. We're just trying to play on the fucking chessboard you created.
yeah. So just getting back to the fence. Then this is a guy that I know. He's a good friend of mine, James Green. He's an artist. That's hand painted. That is.
Shit.
Yeah. So and this is the North Bank Road, or we call it the North Bank Road, and this here, where can you see my cursor? That's the main. That's one of the main routes in and out of Whittlesea. You can just see there. He's painted the lining of the road. Can you see that just there? I'm not sure if you can see that.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's one of the main routes in and out of Whittlesea. And when it floods, like I said, it floods. You can't get out. You absolutely just can't get out at all. You can just see over there the church spire, and then just here on the right hand side, you can see the we've got brickworks. So we've got these great big chimneys that dominate the town. And over there on that same side, we've got a great big water tower as well. But yeah, he's an incredible artist, James Green. I've got one of his paintings, actually. Is it in it? No, it's hung up in my hallway of the straw bear. He did quite oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, you're right.
I meant to go back because he's done some incredible ones. Let me share it again. What he's done, he's really captured how beautiful it can be round here for such a quite a stark bit of land, you know. You know, so see across the fens. We get just there, it's so flat you can see for miles and miles and miles. There again, you get this beautiful mornings and that, you know.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah, and he goes out and paints them. And he paints
Oh,
them.
it does look cold.
Freezing. Oh, it gets ultra cold. It does. I think I was talking to Griffin the other day, or Griffin said in my chat when I was streaming, we're like 7 degrees or something lower than London because we're out on the fens and that, and it's cold. But like I said, when it snows and stuff like that as well, I mean, it just has a certain beauty about it. It's a strange.
That dog is mad. It's way too close to that water, and that water is way too cold.
Where's the straw bear one? He's brilliant. This guy, he's incredible. I think he's and he just lives around the corner. So there you go. So this is what I used to go shooting. You know, you go out shooting, boom. Which is it's quite a thing round here. So to lose my guns, I was quite gutted. I was what? Because we've got a shooting club and all that. People go shooting a lot. No, I can't find the straw bear one. He's not got it on here. But he painted this incredible straw bear.
He's probably sold it, and it's off the list.
Railway Brent artist proofs. Yeah, he does all these incredible train pictures and sells them to train enthusiasts. He's a talented guy. I went to school with him. Very, very, very clever. Just incredibly talented guy. You know. Really, what a talent he's got, like a real talent. But anyway, yeah, I just sort of show you that. Just thought I'd show you the fens there, how beautiful it can look. Even when it's flooded out, it still looks incredible.
It is actually a really beautiful part of the world you live in.
Yeah, it's just flat. That's all it is. And it's just got this reputation for just being boring and flat. But like I said, the older I've got, the more I've come to appreciate that. You know, it's really quite a thing, you know. Because I wouldn't want to even live in Peterborough. No way. You know.
How could anybody that is used to living somewhere like that go live in a city?
Yeah, I can't. When it's weird because I suppose, you know, when I was younger, I was more liberal or whatever. But I used to love going to London and all that, you know. And I was, and my daughter does now. She's all like, "Oh, let's go to London, Dad," and I'm like, "Oh God, no, let's not go anywhere near the place,"
Like,
you know. But I used to love going.
Here's the interesting thing. You go outside your front door. How far can you see?
Quite a way, yeah.
Yeah. See, whenever I go outside my front door,
Yeah.
I can see 10 feet in one direction,
Right.
30 feet in the other direction,
Blimey.
and 50 yards in the other direction.
Right. Quite hemmed in then.
Right. You know, because everywhere I look, there's buildings.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is. And that has been my entire life. The only thing the only constant I've had in my life in the distance would be the two Belfast gantry cranes from the shipyard that you can see most of the time, but you can only see them and their distance off because they sit higher than the buildings.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's crazy. Yeah, I'd feel very, very constrained in that, I suppose.
Yes.
Like that. Yeah, I would.
The amount of sky that I have is very minimal.
Yeah.
Also, I used to live a mile and a half up the road, and the amount of sky I had in that house was a hell of a lot more than the sky that I have in this house.
Yeah. When Neil Benjamin came to visit me, and he turned up around my house, he was shocked. He was just standing in my back garden, going, "It's really peaceful and quiet here." Yeah. And again, that really made me appreciate where I live, because, like I said, I was saying on my stream the other day, you can hear birds and geese flying over late at night, and and you can it's dead quiet, like complete silence. Sometimes you can hardly hear a thing. It's just peaceful. Very dark. I can walk 5 minutes up the road here, and I'm into open fields. They open up over here behind me, and it sort of opens up across the fence. Yeah, so it's quite nice, really. It is. Just it's just taken me 49 years to really appreciate it.
Well, this is it. That's actually, we're up on 2 hours.
Yeah, I've enjoyed this tonight, 42. I've enjoyed this tonight. Sorry, like I said, a bit of a shaky start there. But I've enjoyed this.
That was actually a very nice thought to end this on. And the only thing I want to say is I want to thank you very much for coming on tonight. I've really enjoyed this.
No, I've enjoyed it as well. Yeah, I have, because I was a bit nervous about it and then I've had a bit of a false start there. And like I said, I apologise for that. But no, I've enjoyed it tonight, mate. I really have enjoyed sitting out having a chat with you tonight. Very much so.
Good. And now that we've broke all the shells and whatnot, you can do it more often.
Yeah, no, I'm up for that, mate. Like I said, this year for me, have I got any moving forward resolutions? Moving forward, I'm just going to say yes to more things when it comes to doing stuff like this. I'm going to email Chris and have a chat with him, because I think that'll be good.
Yes,
I want to come on here more. Yeah, I do. I think what it is taken me a few years, 42, to find my feet, where I've just got to say, look, if I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. I don't want to get drawn into conversations about crap that's irrelevant really in my life these days, and like I said, we were saying earlier, I'm changing my audience. A lot of people know me for one thing. I'm trying to change, and as long as my core audience stay with me and that grows, then I'm very happy. Do you know what I mean? And what I need to do is just get out and talk to a few more people, because I was just getting over myself, really. I just get a bit nervous talking to people, but I've well enjoyed this tonight. I've really enjoyed it. I have.
Yeah, really, everything's hard. And the other thing is, no form of change is easy.
No.
Change is hard. Yeah. Ask any light bulb.
Yeah. I think what it is as well, like, so I don't know, I was supposed to be going, but when I was in the band, there was always 3 of us. Now there's just me. And it's like, what do you think? Who? Me. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, there's the other 2 would usually sort of push me into doing something maybe I didn't want to do. Come on, let's do that, or whatever, or, 2 of us would. Now it's just me, so I have to sort of go, hey. And it's taken me a little while to find my feet. But no, I think, man, I want to do more stuff like this. I've really enjoyed it. I haven't got much of an opinion when it comes to certain situations, but, I'll harp in where I can and jump on when I can, mate, and I'd love to.
Yeah. Let's see, can I find this? I think I seen this recently. 1 second.
Just, I don't know how you start this time of night. I know I finish late sometimes, but I find it hard to kick myself. Come on! I was asleep earlier again. Saturdays usually just like a sleep day for me. I just want to sleep most of the day.
No, I can't find it. or the picture I was going to show you. I came across it whenever I've had computer issues in the last year and have changed computer. I was looking through it and found a picture that was quite relevant, I thought, to you, but I can't find it quickly. It may be gone. But basically what I wanted to say to you is through everything that's happened, you have evolved and changed in a way that has evaded you started off, you were a performer, and then COVID happened and everything changed because the world changed and your gigs stopped and whatnot.
We got a massive.
But you know what? See what you're doing. You're still a fucking performer.
I'll get that. Yeah, I'll get that. It's a performance. I'll get that.
5 nights a week, you put on an improv comedy set.
Well, I wouldn't call it comedy. I wasn't really going for a comedy edge, but
right. No, but
I'll get that though. No, I get it. No, I get it. And I get that completely.
Okay.
People keep telling me that.
Maybe take the word comedy out of it.
Yeah,
but you 100% put on an hour and a half improvised show, 5 nights a fucking week.
Yeah,
that's a performer.
Yeah, I love it. 42. And like I said, I'm sure anybody can tell. I'm trying very hard to try and make it not maybe a full-time job, but a big part of my world. And I'm trying very, very hard to do it. And my dad's always taught me this. There's a bit of paper that a printout from one of the first computers we've ever had. And it says persistence. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. And
Exactly.
if you work very hard at something, you can become successful. I don't want to be a big streamer. I just want to it'd be nice to make maybe half of my living off doing this. It'd be nice.
90% of success is showing up.
Yeah, it is. And I used the same tactic in the band where some bands were just better than us. We had to work a bit harder to be better. But we would turn up, we'd be consistent, boom, and we would just do the job, and then eventually we became very successful at what we did. So I'm just going, I'm just in it for the long haul. I'll give it 3 years. I'm going to try and give it another 3 years. If in 3 years I haven't grown and it's just ticking along with 30 or 40 people, then I might take my foot off the gas and say, you know what, let's do once a week or twice a week. But you've got to try, haven't you? Because if you don't try, I don't want to get a bit older and go, you know what? If I just tried another year, things might have been different. So
if you put in the same 3 years that you've just put in,
which I intend to,
right. Well, if you do that and it hasn't changed, that's not you giving up. That's you recognizing that method does not work. It's been tried to death, and it's time to try to do it.
You're usually, aren't you? Like at anything in life, you're usually a 10-year overnight success. Very rarely does somebody just go from nothing to being. I mean, it's like winning the lottery, isn't it? If you get a viral video or something, and people become rich overnight. The Hawk Tour girl or whatever, people like that. But most people work very, very, very hard to get successful, don't they? And I don't want success and fame. It'd just be nice to just double my audience and maybe do half of my monthly wage come from streaming. That'd be lovely. But we'll see, we'll see what happens moving forward. I'm just going to try and have fun with it a bit more, like we were talking earlier on in the private.
Yeah.
We'll try and have a bit more fun with it now.
Definitely, obviously, you know it well. You're very welcome here. I will continue to be giving you shout-outs and stuff.
Because you're part of my Saturday night, you are. Yeah, it's weird to be sitting here on it. It's usually I'm lying in bed now. It's weird to be sort of sitting on it again for the second week in the row now. Is that it was last week, wasn't it? I'm well confused. We did no, not last week. The week before. I'm well confused. Your Hogmanay show, whenever that was.
Yeah,
week ago.
The thing about it is, communities need places to gather, and that's generally the pub. In this digital age, our pub is the fucking Waffle House.
I hope so, mate. Yeah, that'd be nice, really, because I think that's what YouTube is, and that's what all communities are, isn't it? Especially the sort of spring up. They're like where we used to have social clubs and people to go to a social club. It's more of a, because I loved the social clubs. I come up through the social clubs, gigging in social clubs, and I have brilliant memories of gigging in them. And they've all gone away. Even in my little town here, we had the Arthurleaf Club, and it's gone. It closed down. So we are sort of feeling it like others. But that's what the internet's turned into, isn't it? Stuff like YouTube and Rumble or wherever people watch streamers. You get together with a like-minded bunch of people, don't you? And you can sort of feel like you're in a club or in a pub or whatever, And I think that's important. It's going to be more important moving forward as well.
I compare it to being in a pub where you can speak to anyone that's sitting at any other table.
Yeah, because sometimes in a pub you only keep to yourself, don't
Yeah,
you? Or keep to your friends, don't you?
You've only really the choice of you imagine a pub and everybody trying to shout across from one table to the next. Well, fucking it wouldn't work. But what you've got here is the ability to talk to anybody at any table.
I love it, 42. And I know I say it sometimes, but I do. I love streaming. I do. And because I feel like it's given me a social life back, which sounds weird. But that's how it feels to me. And it does. Because I used to be out gigging and then I went through what I went through and, I had to pull back from everybody. And then this sort of gives me a social life where I feel safe as well. Because I don't have to go out and mix with other people, so them temptations aren't there. Me getting in all sorts of mischief that I shouldn't get myself into. Because they're not there, and I can sit and have a weird social life on the internet, which is good by me. So, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I'll just keep talking, mate. So you need to shut me up. I'll just keep going otherwise.
No. Right. I'll tell you what I will do. What would you like for the outro?
Whatever, man. It's your show, mate. You pick. I'm just happy to be here. So
right. What will I do for an outro? I'm doing England Day. Right. Video file. This is the other thing.
OBS, mate. That's what you need.
Oh no, it's not that. It's that I was clearing computer and stuff and whatnot, and now files have all moved.
Oh, this new little computer I got's a dream. It's a dream. Tiny little thing. Tiny. Tiny little computer. It's an absolute dream.
Right, here we go. This is the outro, and I will put your comments up on the screen.
Thank you, 42. And if anybody's watching, Happy New Year to you all.
Who are ye, in rags and rotten shoes, all dirty and bearded, blocking up the way?
We are English,
We come from the edge of Europe.
beyond which lies only water,
ice and death.
This is the place we made our home.
Raised our cattle, planted the crops, evoked their gods from circles formed of stone, so those gods could witness us atone.
When Roman forces did invade, we fought as lions, refused to yield, and those we left out in the field, of the English, they were the seed.
Who adversity did propagate, an indomitable people who we would fight, toil and mock in equal measure, and find humour in our adversity, because that is our way. The battle-weary tribes besieged by Vikings,
banded as brothers with Angles, Jutes and Saxon. It took some years of consideration
to produce our culture of toleration. The creation of the English nation at Stamford Bridge we won the day, but William was quickly on his way.
1066, the commutation brought the cursed Norman invasion. A ruling class they would impose until calls for Magna Carta arose. And to all the kings the message was sent: you only rule us by consent.
So what of the English, I hear you ask? You know us as the working class, the ones whose toil, blood and sweat brought you the greatest empire yet. So you should learn at your mother's knee of revolutions that number 3.
That number 3.
1, 2, 3. Agricultural, where mechanised planting and harvesting was married to selective breeding, we created a food surplus, the envy of the world. Industrial, where we conjured cities to house factories inhabited by a well-earned workforce to man the machines. This coupled to the ingenuity of English engineers who never found a problem without a solution. The third, the glorious one, that brought about civil and religious liberty, one rule for all, and the radical notion that a man should profit from his labours. But we are not greedy. We exported our language, our law, our sense of fair play. In our safe shipping lanes trade flows through never-ending day.
And when Britannia ruled the waves,
we used our power to free all slaves. We managed the world and allowed all others to travel in the social order we created with humour in adversity, because that is our way. Achievements we have too many to list. From this small kingdom God has kissed, we travelled the world from the highest mountain to Arctic's Kabatic, tundra and back again. The traces of our kindness are in our railway lines that transport the world to work, our compassion in the water systems that hydrates foreign soil.
We left everywhere better than we found it, because that is our way.
I could list another thing or two, like how we taught the world to queue, but I'll leave that for another occasion. It's time to have a celebration, admire the wonders of our creation. To our ancestors, homage we must pay for doing things the English way. For we are the English, and this is our day.
who are ye? In rags and rotten shoes, all dirty and bearded, blocking up the way.
We are the pilgrims, master. We shall go always that little bit further. It may be beyond that last blue mountain barred with snow, across that angry or glimmering sea. We are the English.
Every Englishman's house is his castle. So hoist your colours on the ramparts for England Day. Then down after St George's Day. We are English, and we'll be patriotic in an organised way.
Okay, everybody. Dave's been Dave at Dave Waffle House. I've been 42, and you lot in the chat have, as always, been fucking amazing. Good night. God bless. See you all next week. I'm out of here. Goodbye.
See you later.